Resolution number 2, unifying the TWU, expanding the work of the state conferences. We need to utilize the state conferences to unite TWU members and locals into one powerful union. It is therefore resolved to expand the state conferences to cover every area where there are TWU locals.
Resolution number 2 was a resolution which the leadership felt very strongly about. They wanted to take the whole political, legislative, community outreach arm and bring it back to the local. Everything we do is for our members. It should be generated by our members. It should be driven by our members. That is the way to push and to drive where we need to go and how we get there.
It empowers us as locals to hit the ground running.
We are at the Texas State Conference.
We are at the Illinois-Indiana State Conference.
Today we are at the Florida State Conference meeting. The state conferences are composed of all of the TWU locals that are in that particular state or geographic area.
We have people from transit, we have people from the airline division.
We get together on a monthly basis to discuss common issues, common legislation, and things that affect us all.
We're looking at issues that are related to airplane workers, train workers. Safety is a big issue.
Well, you may not be dealing with an issue that another local is dealing with at that point. That doesn't necessarily mean you may not be in the future, and it's certainly nice to know if you are that you have resources to go to.
What affects your members? What affects the labor movement? That's what generates how we focus, what the agenda is, what it is that we must talk about.
Far too often we think about legislative matters as matters that occur in Washington and not in the cities and counties and states that we live in.
One of our agenda items for 2014 is to educate our legislators and the public in regards to the cuts in the public school system, and the burden of these cuts are on the people that make the least amount of money in the system.
Administrative costs are going up and workers' costs are going down.
We have a lot of information that we need to put together in order to do our presentation at the Working Family Caucus.
So the International is helping us gather that data and put that data together in a form that we can present it to our legislators and present it to the public.
Allegiant Air is in the middle of their contract negotiations.
We're actually about 4 items away from a contract.
Where we are at Southwest, we have one of the better contracts. We need to support their airline in getting what they deserve as workers.
To have that support to continue to push forward and know that we have so many more members backing us to get our contract signed.
My local has 1,450 members in 4 states. When we combine forces with the other locals in New York and New Jersey, we have over 60,000 members. 60,000 voices are much stronger than 1,400.
Our voice gets so amplified so quickly and gets so much more attention and traction both on the local level and in Washington.
We're meeting with some local politicians. We're considering endorsements for next elections. If they're not looking out for us, for our jobs, and for our communities, then we're not going to endorse these people.
We have 11,500 flight attendants across the United States. We are a big voice. It is to their benefit to come and hear what our concerns are and realize that our cause should be their cause.
Anything can be voted on, anything can be taken away, and we need to make sure that we get people in there that are going to look out for the working class.
Anti-worker, anti-union movements in support of big business and Wall Street tilt the playing field against our job security and our ability to act in concert as labor unions.
Everybody's attacking labor. We need to have a voice to represent us.
Our state conferences and the work we're beginning to do is tailor-made to fight these kinds of fights.
In Pennsylvania, it's very political, and if it wasn't for these conferences, we wouldn't know what's going on to support each other.
Especially in Ohio State, Michigan State conferences where we've beaten back Senate Bill 5.
We put Wendy Davis in office last year when she ran for Texas Senate District 10. We put Wendy in the position to run for governor of Texas, and we're on the verge of getting her elected. We may make history in the state of Texas and have the first statewide Democrat elected in decades here. It's about the community, it's about the state, it's about the welfare of everybody.
It's not about what you do at the meetings, it's what you do in between the meetings.
It is vitally important that everybody get engaged.
If you're quiet and you don't make yourself known and your cause is known, you ask not, you get not.
We are the people that
provide the services this country has always gone forward on.
And Mike Quill's goal was to create the ultimate industrial trade union, and I think that's what the state conference embodies. All of us getting together, moving forward, and trying to create a better atmosphere for the average worker.